Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of Course TNT Daily. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We would like to hear valuable feedback from you. As all of you may know, education is one of the most important influences in one's growth. The CCP is now brainwashing and killing lots of its youngsters. Now, moving on to our first news today regarding the Education Bureau of Hong Kong banning the song Glory to Hong Kong.
The song Glory to Hong Kong is banned by the Education Bureau. During the year of protesting against the national security law, Hong Kong students chained up by crossing their arms together and sing Glory to Hong Kong. Yang Renxiong, the director of education of Hong Kong, wrote schools to urge the students to stop protesting and sing songs that contained political messages. Today, the Education Bureau replied to the Legislative Council member that the song Glory to Hong Kong carries a strong political message and is related to violence and illegal activities. Schools should never allow students to sing or broadcast in school. Chained up as a human wall by crossing arms also has a strong political message that schools should dissuade. The authorities stated that in the past year, many students have been incited to participate in violent and illegal activities, and many students have been arrested or even charged. According to the authorities, from June last year to May this year, about 1,600 students under the age of 18 were arrested for participating at the protest. Most of them are middle school students and some are elementary school students. One art teacher lost her job because the school boarder was dissatisfied with her not trying to prevent students from singing Glory to Hong Kong during the music exam. More than 100 students pulled up the chain outside the school to support the teacher.
Thank you for the report. Next, we will be bringing up news about the Chendao Lake, which opened all 9 flood drainage holes for the first time in 61 years.
Chendao Lake opened all 9 flood drainage holes for the first time in 61 years. The continuous heavy rain has caused the water levels to continuously rise, and the Xianjiang Reservoir in Hangzhou, Zhejiang Province, opened all 9 flood drainage holes at 9 a.m. for flood control. This is the first full flood discharge since the reservoir was built in 1959. Officials have evacuated residents along the lower reaches of the reservoir overnight and exercised high vigilance. Xianjiang Reservoir is commonly known as the famous Chendao Lake and the largest reservoir in eastern China. At 8:40 this morning, the water level of the reservoir reached 108.43 meters, setting a new historical record. After the 9 drainage holes were fully opened, the water level downstream of Xin'anjiang Reservoir further increased and the water flow became more turbulent. The floods of Xing'an River, Fengshui River, and Langjiang River increased exponentially. The Tonglu, Fuyang, and Weiyang stations near the estuary may exceed guaranteed water levels, and the Jiaku station has exceeded the warning level. In addition, in Tonglu County, the 11 embankments in Fuyang District may have the risk of flooding. The 6 embankments in Jianggan District, Westlake District, Shaoshan District, and Fuyang District have the risk of washout under the flood's heavy flow.
These heartbreaking disasters are still ongoing. In various of the major cities in mainland China, people are suffering. It not only takes a lot of money to repair, but also limits economic growth. Next up is news about the damage in Shanghai Tower due to the heavy rainfall.
The continued heavy rainfall in Shanghai shed a light to the underlying defects of the tallest building in China, the Shanghai Tower, costing 15 billion RMB. Recently, it's been a trending topic online that the tower is experiencing a bad leakage. Some said it's leaking from level 60 all the way down to level 9, making it a running joke on the internet, proudly made in China. According to the video posted online, many compartments became shower rooms. Water was leaking from the ceiling and soaking up the floor. Employees had to use duct tape and buckets to keep their belongings safe while moving. On Monday, July 6th, the Shanghai Tower's official Weibo page stated that the leakage was due to a sudden accident. Property management team responded swiftly and repaired work have been done already at the time of this Weibo. To ensure absolute safety, the tower will undergo another full checkup while normal operation slowly returns. The Shanghai Tower is located at Shanghai Lujiazui Financial District. Total height 632 meters, exceeding the 492-meter Shanghai Global Finance Center to its east and the 420 meters Jinmao Tower to its north. Currently the tallest building in China and second in the world.
Thank you for the report. The following news is about the French intelligence agency's report regarding the CCP's bribing on politicians.
French intelligence agency. CCP bribed politicians with masks, requiring positive media report. The French intelligence agency reported that CCP bribed politicians and asked to be reflected positively on media. The Chinese tech company Huawei also may bribe the local politicians with masks to prepare for future development of the 5G network. All three major French intelligence agencies, namely DGSI, SCRT, and DGSE, file a report to Élysée. The report contains the evidence that the CCP staff of the embassy in France were ordered to provide masks with the print for French allies. It was reported that the mayor never requested CCP for help, but the CCP actively provided them with the supplies and required for positive media exposure. Wen Tan, the current leader of the China-France Friendship Group, refused to respond to this matter. The intelligence agencies also pointed out that CCP government attempted to bribe the young municipal staff in April with 20,000 masks. Francois Rebsamen, the mayor of Dijon, has always maintained a close relationship with CCP since 2018. It was reported that in addition to Dijon, Nancy, Strasbourg, Besançon, and other cities received thousands of masks from local Chinese agencies. The local radio station claimed that the generosity of CCP already reached areas to which French government could not get. In April, the United States accused that CCP provided masks in exchange for Huawei 5G network entering France. Now the investigation of French intelligence agencies is consistent with this accusation. On April 5th, 2 CCP staff in France were under investigation for hoarding over 10,000 surgical masks. 2 days later, 3 Chinese international students were arrested for illegally selling surgical masks and gloves.
Corruption and bribing has always been a problem in the CCP system. Today, I strongly urge you to stand with us the side of justice. This doesn't take much. It is just a matter of recognizing how evil the CCP is. Moving on to the next news today about the CCP's announcing of the normalization of the testing of CCP virus.
Recently, Beijing announced that it will turn nucleic acid testing into a normalized project. This decision has triggered heated discussion on what constitutes normality and testing costs. As of July 7th, the State Council of China's client program Infection Risk Level Query showed that Beijing has 18 medium risk areas and 1 high risk area. At the 144th Pandemic Prevention and Control Press Conference, Beijing Municipal Government spokesman Xu Hejian stated that Beijing's pandemic has entered a normalized prevention and control stage, and they will continue to strictly monitor all the markets, restaurants, and other food supply chain while resuming businesses and production. However, Xu's announcement on turning nucleic acid testing into a normalized project has been rather controversial. Many people do not understand the vague expression of normalization and asked if they could clarify on how they are planning on normalizing tests. Some have questioned the safety of the testing center and asked if doing so would cause an intensive cross-infection every week. Many people speculated to become a business for the CCP to make money off of.
Thank you for the report. The following news is regarding the effect of the CCP virus on the city Harbin.
Video shows people dropping on the ground in China's northern city Harbin amid CCP virus outbreak. Residents in China's northeastern province are worried that the epidemic has been seriously concealed by the communist regime, and the recent video circulates social networks of the people falling on the ground. Of the July 2020, a netizen posted a video showing a woman suddenly collapsing on the ground in front of the Yuanda business building that located at the Nangang district of the Harbin city. Two pedestrians were checking on this woman, and one of them called the ambulance. It seems like those two are the co-workers of the woman who fell on the ground. There is no further updates about this video. Many netizens worry the spread of the disease still ongoing in the city. 8 new CCP virus cases as well as 15 new symptomatic cases in the mainland China for July 6 has been reported. However, none of them from Harbin city. As 6th of July, there were 197 patients in the fever clinic pending for the testing result, and 9,221 close contacts under tracking all released from medical observations in the northeastern China city, Harbin, based on Chinese Health Authority.
Thank you for the report. Our next news is regarding the Three Gorges Dam conducting an emergency flood discharge.
The Three Gorges Dam conducts emergency flood discharge. Water level increased drastically in the city of Wuhan. Since the Three Gorges Dam began to discharge on June 29th, the water level of Yangtze River in Wuhan has skyrocketed. As of July 7, in just 8 days, the water level of Yangtze River has risen by 3 meters. At present, Hankou Jiangtan Park has been completely submerged, with a water depth of nearly 2 meters. On June 29th, the Three Gorges Dam began to discharge, when the water level of Yangtze River in Hankou was 24.48 meters. As of July 2nd, the river has flooded the walkway of Hankou Jiangtan Park. As of July 3rd, the water depth of the trails in Jiangtan Park was about half a meter. And on July 7th, the water level of Yangtze River in Hankou was 27.42 meters, which exceeded the water level by 2.4 meters. And it soared 0.8 meters more than 2 days ago. At this time, the trails in Jiangtan Park is underneath the water level by 2 meters. Netizens posted a set of pictures showing changes in the water level of Yangtze River in Wuhan, Hankou, Jiangtan Park. Please see the followings.
The construction of the Three Gorges Dam was a complete error done by the CCP. Seeing so much disaster, we should know who to blame. Now, to our last news today regarding the regulations of the airline crews newly implemented.
2 Hong Kong health experts have called for tighter testing arrangements for airline crews after a pilot who returned from overseas was confirmed as having the CCP virus. The Hong Kong Special Administrative Region government announced during a news conference on July 7th that as soon as the aircrew arrived in Hong Kong, they would have to submit the CCP virus test results. On the same day, Hong Kong reported 14 new cases, including 9 local cases, which is the highest number recorded since April 8th. Although all crew members are currently exempted from mandatory 14-day quarantine, they will still have to submit an antibody test when they arrive at the Hong Kong International Airport. Wang Jiaqing, the director of the Center for Health Protection, said, "Since last weekend, the epidemic situation in Hong Kong has exacerbated rapidly. Precaution must now be put in place as it becomes very crucial." Officials said the authorities are still tracing the source of the infection in 5 of the 9 local cases.
Alright everyone, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in and we'll see you next time.